Hi friends, it's Sunny. So the figure that I would like to look at today is a silver international waltz turning lock. So we'll cover the man's part, we'll cover the lady's part, and some common mistakes and simple fixes to help this figure look and feel better for you. So there's a number of ways we can get into this. I'm going to show it from a natural spin turn today because that's most comfortable for your lady. And I'm sharing this from a lady's perspective, that regardless of the lead skill level, there are some entrances and exits to and from figures that are most comfortable for your girl. And we want the dancing not only to look fabulous, but to feel awesome too. So I'll first demonstrate showing down line of dance going this way leads, and I'll break it down in a second. So we have our natural turn. We have our spin turn. Here's our turning walk. And for today's purposes, we're going to turn to Promenade since that'll be the most comfortable exit for your lady. And we'll do a chasse out. Okay, so let's break down that turning walk. Leads, I'm going to show it going down a line going this way. So I just finished my spin turn and I'm backing diagonal center on my left foot. I'm going to take the lady outside of partner into what feels to you to be a back lock heading diagonal center, backing diagonal center. So right toe, left toe, right toe. Now I'm going to swing out to Promenade. Take her outside of partner with the left toe. I'm going to turn my right foot in, right toe, exit down line of dance, and promenade. Again, there's a number of acceptable exits and angles. For today's purposes, we're going to start this backing diagonal center, head out, down line of dance, will be most comfortable for your girl. Okay, let's try it. Now we're heading down line of dance this way. So we just finished our spin turn. We have a strong left side lead, left side lead, left side lead, left side lead, left side lead. Now we're going to switch to right side forward, switch, and then strong left side lead again, heading out into promenade position. Okay, now I'm going to show going down line of dance right at you. And I'll show from the natural spin turn. Forward, side, together, spin, around. Okay, here's the turning walk. Set, hook in front, set, and back. Turning out, back, turning in, small step forward with turn out, heading down line of dance. So leads, let's talk about a couple super common mistakes and ways we can improve our lead. Firstly, we don't want to align our feet whenever we do a lock. So this would be a difficult lock for me to follow. Step, hook. Do you see how the feet are totally aligned? As lady, when the feet are aligned, that actually leads a chasse to the right, which is a progressive chasse. It's a real figure, but it's a confusing lead for her. So if I turn the foot out, I don't know if you can hopefully zoom in on my feet here to see how I'm going to exaggerate. The feet are going two separate directions. I'm turning out the back foot. That little turn out is going to be a much better lead and help you give a correct left side lead there to lead the lock. So step, hook, turn out. Okay. Next suggestion leads. More standing leg action to give you better flight, especially if you compete. So I see a lot of pulling in the turning walk instead of pushing off the front foot. So I'll show not so good and then a little bit better. So this is a common mistake. I'm going to exaggerate. You're usually not this bad. Pull, pull, pull. That's pulling off the back foot. Instead, I want to stand my forward left foot as long as possible. So I'm going to push, pull, push. And I'm sitting on the forward leg instead of the back leg. So bad, good. And then I push to next request. Super common mistake. When the lead goes to promenade, he leads me with the back hand. Bad idea. So I'll show that kind of bad and then a little bit better. And this time I'll show going line of dance this way. That'll be the easiest place to demonstrate that. So locking step, and then he helps me. And he jacks up my top line and actually ends up sending me in front of him. So instead, we're gonna lead that promenade position with our knees, and think about leading it more with your front hand and your back hand. So regardless of what figure you're doing leads, we wanna have this pretty stable up here. Lady has a little more flexibility arms, not so much with the man. He's more like the tree trunk, just giving a dominant frame, and anything you lead is gonna be from downstairs rather than upstairs, okay? So I'll show that hopefully a little better this time. Here's our turning lock. Step, hook, I'm gonna turn the body, but the arms are stable, 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 arms stable, arms stable, arms stable, arms stable, arms, and out in promenade, okay? Final requests leads. I 99% of the time see the leads take that final step of the turning lock, exiting a promenade too big. So if I were ending this outside of partner, which is an option, I would step big. I don't recommend that exit even if I'm dancing with a champion's double partner. It's not that comfortable for your girl. It'll be a little more comfy if you can take a small step into promenade and then close her up after that chassé. So that'll look like this. I'll show bad and then good. And we're going down line of dance this way. That'll be the easiest way to show this figure. Here's our turning lock, step, hook. We don't want to go big. That'll leave your lady in your armpit. Want to go eensy weensy. Step, hook, step. This step is small. It's more rotation and less flight. In dancing, we get flight, we get rotation, but you rarely get both at the same time. One comes at the expense of the other, and that's rotating to promenade. So we'll take a small step there. Just step right underneath of your front shoulder. I'll show that again. Step, hook, turn to promenade. That's tiny. Then your next step, you can zoom out and have a big pendulum swing for that chassé, okay? Ladies, let's talk about our part. I'll cover your footwork and then what you can do to look and feel a little better for your partner. So first I'll just demonstrate the sequence. So this will be our line of dance, heading down line of dance away from you. I'll show a natural spin turn, a turning lock, and a chassé. So natural turn, spin turn, turning lock to promenade, and chassé to close. So now I'm going to show down line of dance this way. That'll be the easiest place to demonstrate for lady. Natural spin turn, you probably already know this. Back, side, together, forward, spin, around. If you don't know that figure, I have another YouTube tutorial on that. Here's our turning lock. Here's our focus today. You're going to lock forward. So left toe, right toe, left toe. And then you're going to turn to promenade, forward on your right heel, forward on your left toe, forward on your right toe. Okay? I'm going to show that now, going down line of dance this way. Okay? And I'll count it in numbers this time. And I'll just isolate the lock, the turning lock. 1 and 2, 3. Okay. Now I'll show coming down line of dance right at you, ladies. Okay. And I'll just isolate the turning lock portion. I'm outside of partner. I'm outside of partner with turn out. And I'm outside. Here's the tricky part. I'm inside, and now I'm in promenade position. Okay. So let me show that again. So 1 and 2, 3. That's an eensy-weensy step on tippy toes. So ladies, let's cover a couple of those common mistakes that I see, okay? Firstly, we step too big on the final step of the exit. So we're going to walk forward. 1 and 2, big. We actually need to stay behind the partner there because it's in promenade position. I'll show going down along and dance this way. Okay, so ready? Big, small, big, big, small, small. So you can step out big on the next step, which is just the chassé from promenade, but we don't want to step big into promenade. I often see the lady excited when she sees that lead to promenade. She wants to show him that she's with him and she steps right alongside of him. We actually need to stay slightly behind our partner in promenade. So your left knee should be connected behind his back knee. We're not alongside of him, we're actually behind him. Next request, ladies, I want you to suck that right side up to him in promenade. I see a lot of this position in promenade, where we're hanging out away from him. Generally, we are more flexible than he is, so whenever you're in promenade, ladies, check out my top line. I'm gonna pull my right side super strong to him, okay? And the less experience he has, the more right side lead you'll probably have to give to compensate for his lack of flexibility. That flexibility will come with time, don't worry about it. Just as a lady, we're a little more naturally flexible, so we'll take advantage of that kind of early on in our dancing and really give him a strong right side lead there. And ladies, make sure to look outside of your hands, not inside, but outside of the hand in promenade. Okay, so let's talk about our head position, ladies, so we look extra beautiful. So our turning lock, I'm looking diagonal center outside of my elbow. 1 and 2. Okay, step, hook, step. Outside, let me show that to you. So we don't want to look at him. We want to look where we're going. Okay, outside of the elbow is going to be much prettier. And ladies, make sure to delay your step out into promenade. So, show that on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1 and 2, 3. Yeah. So delay that head turn. I'll show the early head turn. This is a common mistake from the spin turn. Head's nice, nice, nice. I'm left, I'm left, I'm left. Houston, we have a problem. We don't want to start with the head rotating. We want to finish with the head rotating. So ladies, we generally have a spiraling action in the body where we turn our feet. Very last thing to turn is the head. That'll look like this. I'll come right at you. I'm left. And I'm left. Left, left, stay left. And then I rotate the head and I don't complete that head transition until I'm out into the chassé. Okay? Ladies, we want to turn our foot out as well in the lock. And a little cheat you can use to identify, gosh, are we doing a progressive chassé or are we doing a lock? Because that can feel, I'm not really sure. We're doing a chassé, closing the feet, passing the feet. I feel a little boop, little flick in the hip turning to me, and that'll tell me to lock versus chassé. So I'll feel 1 and there, okay? 2, 3. 1 and 2, 3. Okay. If you were doing a back lock into like an outside change, that would be a 1 and. If you were doing this step, which is our turning lock, 1 and he turns again, 2. Keep your head left. 3. And a little trick I use when I'm in promenade, I always assume I'm in a closed position. So I'm going to close that thing right back up. So as soon as I'm in promenade, whatever he does next, I'm like, ooh, I think we're going to close. I'm going to try and close up to the partner because whether it's weave from promenade, which would be an option in silver, or a chassé to close, in syllabus waltz, you're not going to have a whole bunch of promenade positions in a row. You're going to finish in that closed position each time. So if I'm social dancing, I'm certainly going to assume that I'm going to close. And even at championship level, the figures in waltz always end in closed position anyway, or outside of partner. So those are some easy tips and tricks to making that turning lock feel and look a little smoother and more graceful. Ladies, one more suggestion, always stay lower than your partner. And it's your job to connect to him. Don't make him chase you, so pretend you have a little piece of paper between you and stay right underneath his belly. If you connect with the boobs, you're gonna end up fighting for space and he's gonna overpower you. So I just let him take over the top and I dance underneath of him and I feed my knees close to him, my feet as close to him as possible, my lowest rib as close to him as possible. Really the entire time I'm dancing, doesn't matter what figure it is. So hopefully those are some helpful hints. If you liked today's video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. And thanks so much for joining me today. If you have any requests for future topics, shoot me a note and I'll make sure to post those. Thank you. Bye-bye.